And we've got now another amazing teacher. So much love. And we have Sonal Raj. And I hope I'm saying that right, Sonal. I never know how to say your last name. And I hope
Raje. It's Raje.
Yes. Okay. So if we can bring in Sonal, that's great. So you are a professional artist, educator. You live here in Ontario, where I am.
Yes, in Guelph, yeah.
Yep. Hold on one second. We just got to get you in here. There you are.
Okay.
You are. And she sounded like she was from the heavens, didn't she? And you teach art as a way of not just creativity, but stress relief. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. You also have a great passion for cooking. I'm so excited about that part too. And your sister has joined with you in IAUSM. The two of you are going to be doing some great teaching in there too. And you've got this great Indian cooking that's coming in, which we're so excited about. I just can't, I'm dying for the garam masala, of course. I do that. So we just spoke with Brenda about healing with color. And now we're speaking with you, and you also do healing with color, but in a very different way. So let's talk a little bit about that. And if there's anything else that you want to tell the world about you that I may have missed here.
Oh, you have said it all. I said it all. And before I start, I would like to extend a welcome from my sister also. She's in Australia. She couldn't be here for this, the live launch because of the time difference. But she says hello. So her name is Ratnaje. And as you said, we'll be doing the cooking courses together. And I am an artist, like a professional artist. And like you said, my way of teaching art is through color. Of course, art is always color, but color as a way to express yourself and to heal your energy. So that is what I have learned for myself. Like I learned art in India. I was educated in art. And for a long while, I just did like a figurative art, like landscapes and portraits. And then I switched to abstract. And the abstract art was more recognized, like even internationally. I was so grateful. I was honored to be part of a member of a delegation from Canada that went to a show at the Louvre in Paris. So that was the highlight of my art career, to have a show at the Louvre in Paris and receive awards for my painting.
That's amazing. That's congratulations. That's
oh, thank you.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you for sharing that.
I really feel honored and very grateful for that journey. But what happened, Aisha, after that, you would expect, after coming back from Paris to Canada, that my career would just take off and I would be painting. But something happened in my personal life and I was kind of drawn into a dark space and I just stopped painting. That was the moment when everything turned around in my life. And then when I started to heal, it was only when I went back to my color. So as we have seen, all these wonderful teachers, they are on the same mission, but in their own unique ways. They have their own techniques and skills of how to reach that purpose in our life. So after that episode, or after that experience, I could only heal myself when I went back to my color. When I had banished color from my life, so many things happened, so many physical manifestations of illnesses and emotional upheavals and everything. So I had to heal myself back. I had to heal back through the color itself. And that is when I realized the power of the art and the color. And then I kind of learned some new techniques and did some research. I always think a hallmark of a good teacher is to be a lifelong learner. You have to keep learning yourself of what you are going to teach.
Do you think that, I kind of already know the answer, but I would love to hear what you have to say. I know what my answer would be. Do you think that somebody needs to be, I think the very first thing is, people are so, especially when they're going through the healing process, the very first thing is that they're very self-judgmental.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not good enough. I can't draw. Yeah. I can't do it. I wouldn't be able to do that. Right. So, what would you say to someone who says, yeah, but you're good at art. I can't do that. So I wouldn't be able to, that wouldn't work for me.
I would just say, in the words of Picasso, the great artist, every child is an artist, but once we grow up, like it is difficult to be that kind of artist, or just kind of get caught up in so many things, and then we are not like don't think of ourselves as even creative. Like I've heard, like I don't have a creative bone in my body, I can't draw a straight line, so they kind of shy away from any when I say art or painting. But my way of teaching art is just working with color, that energy of color. You are just pouring paint onto the canvas and let the colors speak to yourself. You are creative. Like if you acknowledge it or not, you are creative. If you are a entrepreneur, you are creative. If you are a parent, you are creative. Just like living a life, you have to be creative in so many ways. So I think when people say I'm not creative, that's not the truth. Everyone is creative, even if you accept it or not. And if you look at art, not like not fearfully, but with joy, like just like playing with your inner child. And for me, that is what gives me so much joy. Like when I paint or when I teach art, I'm playing with my inner child, but at the same time, I'm accessing messages from my higher self or source or whatever we want to call it. So that is what makes it so fun, relaxing, and even so powerful for me.
Even when you say like the inner child,
mm-hmm.
I was actually posted something this week on our page, and it was about coloring outside the lines. The first thing that we're taught is to stay inside the lines.
Exactly. so Aisha, if you look at my way, like what I teach in my course, or the new technique that I am teaching, it's called acrylic pouring. We are pouring paint on the canvas from cups. There are no brushes, no rulers, no pencils, erasers. We are just pouring paint from a cup.
I've seen that.
So like one of my students said that, like, if you can pour, you can paint. So we are pouring paint and letting that paint actually run off from the canvas. So you need really a good covering for your workspace. It runs all over the, like all over the edges of the canvas, even spilling over the edges, and that's the fun part. And then when you just move it around, swirl the color, it takes the shapes of that different patterns. And then you can read what that pattern, those patterns or the flow of color is saying about your energy. Because like, if you know that, because there are chakras in our body which relate to certain colors. And if we just let that color in our life through our senses, it doesn't have to be only through art. It can be like art, music, crystals, aromatherapy, and even foods. So like my way of teaching this course is to access the color energy through all your 5 senses, and how you can use different techniques to do some art, some crystals, like I'm wearing this lapis lazuli today just to be connected with my higher self. It has a tassel which keeps me grounded. So these are small things that you can have, like bring into your everyday life. Oh, yes.
Rose
I see
quartz.
that there. Mala, right? Is that a mala there? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a rose quartz.
Yes. Oh, yes, rose quartz. That's a wonderful stone. I love rose quartz. So these are like simple things that you can bring into your everyday life. You do that like as a part of your daily routine. But if you have the mindfulness and awareness and setting intention, that's what makes it powerful. When you wear a certain color or wear certain jewelry or eat certain foods, if you have that intention and mindfulness, it creates that energy within you. So now that is the way.
You said something a little bit earlier, and I just want to see if I missed something, or if we can expand on it, one or the other. You said, like, once you see what they've painted, you can kind of read.
Oh, yes.
So I know that, and I'm going to compare it to the two, and I don't know if it's a comparison at all. Like, so for my mom, I don't know if you've ever had Turkish coffee.
No.
Okay, so Turkish coffee is like mud. Right.
Okay.
So the only reason, and my mother would kill me to say if I said this. So the only reason that I drink Turkish coffee is so that I can turn it over. And then my mother reads my cup.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So would it be like
the tea leaves, right?
Like the tea leaves.
Yeah.
So when you're reading someone's art, is it similar?
It is similar in a way that like with the coffee, she would be reading what patterns are formed in that cup, right?
Yes.
And the way that liquid has flown. So that is the flow, like the flow of that color and the patterns that it forms. And when I see that if you are using like 2 or 3 colors, and which colors you are allowing to spill out of the canvas and which colors you are pulling back into the canvas. So what that is saying about your energy as well. So that is the kind of reading I give with the after they've done the painting. And then I kind of make a meditation with the sound and like the music and their own painting. So that's what makes it so personal. Like even sound has a frequency that corresponds to the chakras and the color. Right. And I'm so happy that my brother, he lives in India, he's a music maestro, and he plays the flute, which is again a beautiful instrument that connects us to earth because of the wood that it's made of, the breath of the artist. And the way he has done it is we have different ragas in India, which are musical compositions, and they all have different vibrations and frequencies. So he has given me the sequence of the ragas for all of the chakras. So I make a meditation video for my students with their art and that music for all the chakras. And that makes it very personal and powerful to just listen to that music. You don't have to do anything, don't have to close your eyes, just look at your own art and look at that, hear that music and just take it all in, and it will do the rest for your body. That's so that amazing. It is really exciting. Like I'm so excited I could really put that out, because this has been in my mind for a long time, but I think this time and this space was right for it to be like birthed. Like you said, how IAUSM was created, like your vision, that resonated so much with me. Like it had to be this time. If my friends have heard me talk about the Soul Art Express for maybe 5 years, and I have taught like in bits and pieces in my art classes and on other platforms. But now it is coming together as one course, one offering. And that is what really gives me joy. And I'm so grateful for this space that you have created, Aisha, for it to land.
Thank you so much. And I'm so glad that you've joined us. So now you're a newer teacher with us, and you're still bringing your courses in and building them right now.
Yes. Yeah.
So when can we expect some of your magic inside of IAUSM?
Next, yes. Because the only reason for the delay, Aisha, was that I moved to a new house. And the move was like more.
That's okay. That happens all the time. Yep, stuff happens.
But I think this space, like my score was waiting for this new space also to be launched. So we are hoping to launch the 2 free courses, one for the Soul Art Express, which will be a course on the throat chakra, how to heal the energy of the throat chakra through color. Because throat chakra is the seat of communication, expression, and also a bridge between your physical and spiritual self. So I thought that would be a good starting point for my courses. And awesome. Then we are also going to launch the cooking course, the free cooking course on Indian spices that you're so excited about. And we'll be teaching how to make garam masala from scratch and talking about the health benefits of spices and some other things. So those courses, by end of the week, by the end of next week, we are going to launch those free courses on IAUSM for sure. And then that's the Soul Art Express, the full course will be launched maybe in a month. We are hoping. Yeah.
Amazing. So the garam masala is interesting because you're not just teaching how to do it with powdered herbs, but you're also even just right from herbs.
Yes. Yeah. Like make from the whole spices. We'll be talking about the spices and how to make the garam masala, roast the spices, and then make in a jar, in a blender. My sister will be teaching how to make the recipe of garam masala. I'll be talking about the spices. So it's a nice collaboration with Canada and Australia. We are really
that's amazing. Now you had an interesting story that you had about the garam masala, was that it's different families have different recipes.
Oh, yes. Because it's a kind of a base for all Indian cuisine. But as you know, like in the northern part of India, maybe they will have more of the fennel and the cloves and those kind of spices. In southern part, they will have more of the pepper and the hotter, the more spicier version of that garam masala. And each family, it changes as per the family preferences. Like some have it is usually the same ingredient but in different proportions. Or some families might omit a few ingredients. Some families might add a few more ingredients. So my grandmother, my mom, they used to make that family recipe, right? Garam masala. And that's what we are going to teach in this course, how to make that recipe. So every time I make something, I add just a little pinch of that powder. And even my daughter, like she just moved out to Montreal. the first thing she said, Mom, I want that masala. I want that garam masala. I'm taking it with me.
I go
can't
through
cook
garam
without that.
masala. I go through garam masala like some people use salt. Like I put it on everything. Like even if I make eggs, I've got like garam masala on it. Like I love it.
Yeah.
And there's another recipe. Sorry, another spice that I would love for you. I don't know. I'm sure you know about it because it is an Indian spice, but a lot of people are not aware of it. And I just got aware of it and I use it a lot. Is the papali.
What's that again?
A papali pepper. Am I saying
pimpali
it right?
pepper, yes, pimpali or pipali, yes, pipali pepper. It's a very spicy. It's more spicier than the.
And
pepper.
The benefits of it, like the actual Ayurvedic
pipali.
benefits of it.
Yeah. I think is it a long kind of pepper?
Yeah, it's a long pepper, and when it's
yeah.
ground up, like if you can use it in your cooking, but it's just like this amazing pepper that has. It's one of the top Ayurvedic herbs.
Oh yeah.
It's great. Like I will make it with honey and ginger and all kinds of stuff. It's great
honey,
for
ginger, and this
respiratory, everything. It's so good for everything.
It's like if you add like the few of these medicinal spices, honey, lemon, and make a kind of a tea, it boosts your immunity. And it is so important in these times actually to stay healthy, not just with medicines and everything, but to just boost your immunity. So spices are very good for immunity also. We'll be talking about that in the course, which spices are good for immunity, and even ginger, garlic, onions, whatever we use at the base of Indian cooking. There's always a reason why that combination works, not just for the taste, but also for our body.
Right. Yeah. So amazing. So many different things. Looks like we're a little bit ahead of schedule, but who cares? So why do we want to bring Indian foods into our daily meals?
Spice up your life. That's what my sister is saying in her introduction. Let's bring, like with art, bring color into your life. With the spice, bring spice into your life. Just that flavor, because because of the spices that are used, and that's what the basis of all these expeditions that we know about. Like people wanted to come to the east in search of these spices. And that created all these expeditions and the discoveries of so many things. So when we bring the spices into the spices, and as I said, the ginger, garlic, onion, each of these ingredients has some quality that is beneficial to your body. And the way that these recipes are developed, like India is a small country compared to Canada or US, but it has such a variety of the cuisine. Like the northern cuisine is way different from the cuisine of southern India or east and west. So there is so much variety in that in the cuisine, and mostly it's because they use like natural ingredients found in the region. Like people from the coast would use more of the coconut and rice and those kind of things. People in the north would use more of wheat and the other things that are grown locally. So that in India mostly it was organic food that we ate. They're not frozen, or like we had fresh like fish coming into our house right from the ocean to our house, or even like in the farmers market. It was not just a weekly farmers market, but there would be vendors fresh vegetables every day. So that is what makes it so healthy with all these, and it's a good combination. Like if you see an Indian meal, or if you know what a thali is, it has like a very balanced portions of protein, carbohydrates, green leafy vegetables, then some salad, rice or rotis. So it's a very balanced meal that you have in Indian cuisine. Now, when you go to a restaurant, you just have some chicken and rice, but in our homes, we always have like 3 or 4 different kinds of recipes in our plates. It's not just one chicken and rice. So that was what the Indian tradition meal was all about, like having a balanced portion of all the ingredients. And there's a science behind that.
Even for like hair and stuff. Like if you look on, well, first of all, the women from India have like incredible hair, like incredible hair. So, but they use like black seed and different things that they put together and they make, and it sits in the sun and they put it in their hair after. Like there's just these amazing with herbs and stuff.
You know what, Aisha, my mom, she passed away when she was 85 or 86, but she didn't have a white hair. Her hair was black throughout her life. And the reason was she made her own shampoo. Like we used to use that as kids. Like she used to make a concoction of, she used to boil some herbs and then strain that and use that liquid as a shampoo. And we used to use that as kids. But when we grew up, we wanted the fancy shampoo. So we switched to the chemical shampoo. And now we all have gray hair. We are 3 sisters. We all have gray hair. But my mom didn't have a gray hair in her life. She used to make some oils. She used to mix some flowers and some herbs in the oils, infuse the oil. And then she used to put it in our hair. We used to have a oil massage before the head bath. Then she used to put coconut milk on our hair. And then she used to put that shampoo on our hair and then give us a head bath.
How is that? That is amazing self-care. We have to learn what she did.
Oh, yes, I know.
We got to get that mixture together. We got to get that.
Kids,
I've seen a few things on YouTube because I was getting sick of dyeing my hair, hence why it's back to its regular color.
Even me, I'm done with coloring.
Yeah, I'm done. I just shaved my head, as you all know. So, but there's like a black seed.
Yeah.
Right. So that's actually called black seed. So there's a black seed, and they use that oil mixed with a few other different ingredients. Fennel-creek. One of them. And then you put that in a certain oil. You sit it outside in the sun for a while until it gets to a certain consistency, and you use that.
Oh, yes. There were so many rituals like around our house. Like we didn't know what was happening. My grandmother used to do one thing. My mom used to do other. And as kids, we were used to that. But once we grew up, we wanted all that fancy stuff like the shampoos and the conditioner and the hair color and everything. And look at what we have done to our hair now.
I know, because none of it's healthy. I think
none of it is healthy. It's not organic, right? But we were drawn to that kind of like products. But my mom never used any chemical products on her hair, and her hair was black and shiny throughout. Like people thought, they used to ask her, what color are you using? It looks so natural. And she says, my color, I haven't colored my hair. This is my natural hair.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like you see women from India, and their hair is just like so long and thick and black and like so like lush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So many times, like the hairdresser doesn't know what to do with her hair because there's so much of hair there. And they always want to thin it down first. I said, don't thin it down. Just give me a good haircut. That's all. I like it.
Fascinating. We're going to have to bring some of that. We're going to have to go find some of those Indian remedies.
Oh, yes. So along with the recipes, we'll be sure to talk about that. And that's why I'm excited about the groups that we are creating in IAUSM. Like, it's not just like, do this course and you are done with that, but we are creating the groups, right, that we can interact and talk to our students and see. Like I said, a teacher always learns from his or her students also. Yes. So that is the amazing thing we are looking forward to, like having some different what the student is learning from our courses and what kind of innovations they are making with that. Because I always encourage my students in my art also to have their own techniques. Like they can only learn the technique or the skill from me, but the creativity has to come from within them. Yeah. So even if we are painting the same painting, like everyone has a different thing on their canvas, and that's what makes it so interesting. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're getting some questions here. What regrows hair? So I just went through this. Not for me.
Regrows hair. Wow. I love
you want to have some zinc in your diet for sure. That's going to help with your hair a lot. Mm-hmm. You also need to clean out your follicles. So you might want to get into some peppermint in your hair, but not directly. Mixed with some coconut oil or cut it with apple cider vinegar and water. So you just want
to, just massage, even a head massage, let the environment get the roots of the follicles.
Yeah, that's going to help a lot. Stop putting crap in your hair, like all those products.
Of course,
in your hair is like brutal.
Easier said than done.
I know, but it's just so brutal. You can't, sometimes you got to make a choice, right? So it's just, what do you got to do, or what can you use instead of?
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people use that shiny, to make their hair shine or whatever. Use just a little bit of a light thing of coconut oil. It'll do the same thing. Right. And
coconut oil was I always have it in my house, like for hair. Like even my daughters, they have nice hair and they have a oil massage before they wash their hair. Like that is one thing they are following at least. So
there's some great stuff. Thyme, there's thyme lavender. peppermint, cedarwood. Like there's so some really good oils and stuff. If you mix it with apple cider, I make a rinse for my mom. It's I'm just trying to remember all the ingredients right now, but it's like 1/4 apple cider vinegar, 3/4 water with several essential oils in them, like oils inside. And she said like her hair is all growing back like crazy. Like she says my hair is growing like mad.
That is amazing.
But she's also stopped dyeing her hair. She stopped dyeing it. She is doing zinc rich foods and stuff. And but she still was saying that it was really dry and not growing enough. And so once I made this, she just, she swears by it now. So, it's about getting away from
yes. Going more towards the organic stuff.
I know. My mom's like, well, we used to put it on our head when we were kids. Yeah, but we were different. Like they didn't put as much crap and stuff as they do.
Yes.
They just put way too much crap and stuff now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sonal, for everything. You're giving a bonus. Let's talk about your bonus.
Yes.
I'm excited. You're getting a bonus as part of the bonus package for our students that join IAUSM. So free access to your fluid art video tutorials.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I'm excited to share that because usually I share the tutorials with my students or the customers who buy my kits. I have art kits for the courses that I'm teaching, like the fluid art course, which comes with everything like the canvases and the paints, and then I share the video tutorial. But I wanted to share this with the IAUSM community because just so that you can see how easy it is. Like you say, people have some kind of a block when we say art, it is going to be art, and they say, no, I'm not a creative type. But if you see those tutorials and see what I'm talking about, it's just pouring paint. And that process is for those, I have made those tutorials for the kits that I sell. But in my course, the Soul Art Express, we are going to use the same techniques, but in a much more mindful way, with intention and with the power of the how to heal the energy of the chakras. So if you look at the techniques that I teach in the tutorials, you will know how easy it is. And I'm sure you'll want to get your hands on some paints and canvas after watching those tutorials. So that is why I wanted to give it as a bonus for the IAUSM community.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it's so work. Sometimes when I can't meditate, because that's a big thing for people, because my mind is everywhere. So I'm more of a contemplator than a meditator. But when I do want to sort of lose myself and stop thinking about everything, I find that it's better for me if I'm doing something.
Oh, yes.
And I am one of those people who can't draw a straight line. There's nothing that I draw or paint that you would ever want to keep in your house. Trust me when I tell you that.
But
it doesn't matter. So I don't have any paints, but what I've been using is like chalk pastels. Right. So I will put up a canvas, like piece of paper, throw on some music, light a few candles, throw a bunch of chalk on there and just get lost and get my fingers and my hands in there and just start moving it. It never looks like anything when I'm done. But I've just completely lost myself in the moment.
Yes. I know exactly what you mean. You're expressing yourself, you're letting something out also. So this is like, if you look at those videos, it's just pouring paint on canvas. That's all it is. But like I said, if done in a mindful way and with intention, it has a lot of power. Like once we started doing this pouring art, actually it was my sister Ratnaje who introduced me to that. And I did that for a while. We just watched the videos and we did that art. And then I thought it has much more potential than just being like a painting. When I was doing that, I was feeling so much of relief and so calm. Like it's a meditation actually. That, like you said, it was a meditation for me. And that is when I thought I should integrate this into that Soul Art Express course. This was what I was waiting for. What kind of art would I have in that Soul Art Express course? So this is what I came up with.
It's good. It's good. And I can't wait to have the courses in there. And, like I said, I would look at some of the art that I wouldn't call it art, but I would look at something once the meditation was over and I would look at it and go, well, it doesn't look like much, but boy, I feel good.
Oh, yes. That is what you have expressed yourself. Even my paintings, like I do abstract paintings and they kind of talk back to me. Like I just need to ask. It's kind of, I have a question in my mind and when I do a painting, it's the answer that comes to me. So it's really amazing what the power color can hold. Just as we have heard some people talk about color, some people talk about soul. Like it's like I said, like I think we are all on the same path, same mission, but with our own unique offerings. So I think this is developing really wonderfully, Aisha. This IAUSM platform.
Thank you so much, and thank you for being a part of it, and thanks for all the amazingness that you're going to bring into it. I can't wait to see it all.
Thank you.
Ah, thank